Hey everybody, here we are ready to start round 2. I've once again won the die roll, and once again I do not want to play first, I want to draw first. So here we have 2 islands, plains, and evolving wilds. We've got a statute of denial that we can counter something with, and we have a really late tireless missionaries. I think once again I don't want a mulligan. He actually mulliganed, which is nice to see. I will keep these 7, maybe he'll go down to 5, that would be great. Nope, he keeps his 6. So I think he may not have realized that I was playing or drawing first. He skipped his turn without playing a land. I assume he didn't keep a no-lander. So that gets us actually a completely extra turn. So he plays a Sheevan Reef. Oh, and I was completely distracted by talking about that Sheevan Reef, and I did not draw my land from my Evolving Wilds. But that's okay, I didn't have a turn 2 play. Got a bit distracted there. Let's not get distracted this time. That is the danger of F6ing, of course. So he taps for probably a red, I would imagine, and down comes a Generator Servant. So he's going to try powering something out. So I think we're going to pop this Evolving Wilds now, just so we don't forget again. And we're going to grab a Swamp, since that's the land that we don't currently have. And then jump back to my turn. We're going to drop one of these islands, and we're going to Mind Rot him. So he's going to mill probably a land and something else. He's going to keep back whatever big creature he's hoping to power out with that Generator Servant. So it's not necessarily the most effective Mind Rot, but maybe it throws him off his game, maybe just once. Ooh, we actually got to stoke the flames from him. That's a big card to see go away. So next turn, he might cast something off this Generator Servant, in which case that would be really bad. But if he doesn't, we're in a good position, because I can play this island, pass a turn, and then whatever he's going to try to power out with that Generator Servant, I can actually counter. And that would be nice. He'd go down a creature, he'd lose his big creature that he's trying to power out, and we'd actually stabilize slightly. If he does it this turn, well, we're in trouble. But he's actually going to attack. So he's going to come in for 2 and pass the turn back to me. And I'm going to pop down this island, and as we said, I'm just going to pass the turn and see what he has. So hopefully he's trying to power out a Siege Dragon or something really big here, and we just get to get him. And then the following turn I can drop Tireless Missionaries, get 3 life back. Following turn, Triplicate Spirits will be online, and we'll actually kind of have something. So he's not powering something out with the Generator Servant. He's just attacking in for 2 and passing the turn back. Okay. I think I might just pass the turn right back to him. I definitely want to counter whatever he's going to try to pull out with that Generator Servant. And if it's really nice and big, I can take it with the Endless Obedience. So yeah, I think we'll just pass the turn here. He must know that I have something. He probably doesn't know that I have almost nothing but instants and sorceries. He's going to Void Snare his own Generator Servant? I don't understand that play. Oh, I understand that play. He's trying to play his Illusory Angel, and that I will target and counter. Did that target? 1 second. Target. There we go. So yeah, I'll counter that. So I don't quite get the big thing, but I would be completely okay with Endless Obediencing that. So we'll counter that. We'll see what we draw. We don't hit a land, so I don't get Triplicate Spirits online. But I will just pull out this Tireless Missionary. Or these Tireless Missionaries, rather. So we go back up to 19. We are tied on life totals. I really need to hit a Swamp in order to get my Endless Obedience or my Flesh to Dust online. So we're going to see a Frostlinks come out, tapping down that Tireless Missionaries for a turn. He has 1 card left in hand, which we know is Generator Servant. So we're actually in an okay of a spot here. He's into top deck mode. And I have stuff, which is always good.
We're going to pop out these Triplicate Spirits here.
So those 3 triplicate spirits are online. My ephemeral shields is still up because of Convoke. He plays a land, so he actually has nothing. So we're in a little bit of a race here. I can do 5 a turn to his 4 a turn, so I'm currently winning the race. And I'll be winning the race even more if I can hit a swamp and get something else online. I think this turn I'm pretty happy with just attacking in with everything, taking him down to 14. And then passing the turn, I don't think I'll play an extra planes. I don't really need it. So I'll just pass the turn. He could worry about what I have back, but he is in top deck mode, so I think he just has to play everything he can. So he drops a Paragon, which does up his Frost Links a bit to a 3/3. So now the race for this turn is tied. And it's going to swing in his favor next turn if I don't hit that Flesh to Dust, or don't hit a swamp to get the Flesh to Dust is online. I get a Jace's Ingenuity. I think I'll cast that end of his next turn. Next turn I will block his Paragon if it attacks with the Tireless Missionaries. If he doesn't, I will block the Generator Servant, I think, with a Spirit and make it indestructible. Just to sort of swing the total or the race back in my favor. So I can attack in, I think, with 2 of these spirits to take him to 12. On his turn, well, if I Jace's Ingenuity now, blue, 1, 2, 3, and I hit a swamp, only Sign in Blood would be online. Or would Endless Obedience. Blue, 1, 2, 3. I hit a swamp. I have black 1, 2, 3, 4. Endless Obedience would be online for me to get that Illusory Angel. What are the odds of me hitting a swamp? I've got 1 here, so there's 4 left in the deck. 4 out of 23. I get 3 chances at it. I think the odds are okay, but I don't want to push it. So I think I will just attack in with 2 spirits here. Leave 1 back for the Generator Servant. End of his turn, I'll Jace's Ingenuity. And then we'll go from there. So he draws a card. Is it a good one? It's an okay one. This squid is going to have Island Walk, which is a pain. A 2/2 with Island Walk too because of that Paragon. That makes me think that Paragon is definitely not going to come in here. So he comes in with just the Frost Links. Interesting. I could double block here, and then whatever he assigns to die first, which will probably be the Tireless Missionaries, I can make indestructible. It would actually be a mini blowout, or at least as big of a blowout as I'm really going to get with this deck. So I will double block here. Hopefully he orders it Missionary's Spirit. He does, so I get to Ephemeral Shields the Missionaries for white and a black. So that Frost Lynx is just going to straight up die, and both of my guys will live. What's he... Am I missing something here? Oh, he must be thinking of pre-M10 rules here. He's giving his Frost Lynx flying, hoping that it breaks the blocking, but it does not anymore, at least post M10. So that's just going to blow him out there a little bit with that Frost Lynx. I'm going to Jace's Ingenuity, hopefully hit a swamp. I somehow do not. Even after the next draw, I still don't hit a swamp. So next turn, he's going to come in with that Squid for 2. The Generator Servant could come in, as could the Paragon. I think I will just slam in with all 3 spirits. I need to sort of race him here. I can get him down to 9. Next turn, he'll take me to 6. Yeah, it's a bit of a race here. So I'll come in the air for 3, take him to 9, and pass the turn. I can counter whatever he tries to play. Krenko's Enforcer, that's being countered. Let's use Dissipate here. Dissipate's extra clause is if it's countered, it's exiled. Statute of Denial is if you have a blue creature, you get to loot. So I'm going to hope that I maybe get a blue creature at some point. So I'll save that statute and use the Dissipate this turn. So Krenko's Enforcer gets exiled away. He passes the turn. That's not a smart move on his part. Yeah, I'm going to Swarm in the Air again, take him to 6. I've got to raise the alarm back for some more creatures. Oh, I understand what he was doing. He's going to give something flying, so he's only going to take 2 here. He gives the wall flying. I always forget about the Blue Paragon's extra ability. It's somewhat rarely used. So I still get in for 2, taking him to 7. And I will pass the turn here. I'm going to get to raise the alarm. So if he does attack in with the Generator Servant, which I highly doubt it, I'll be able to kill it. He's probably just going to attack in with the Squid here. Amphin Pathmage, that needs to be countered. We don't want to have unblockable creatures, or more unblockable creatures coming in. So I will counter that. He'll come in with the Squid. Maybe he doesn't realize that the Squid has Island Walk? I'm not sure. I will raise the alarm here, get some more creatures down. And there we go. Now I hit the swamp. Took a while, but I got it. So what options do I have on his side? I think it's really just the Illusory Angel. Unfortunately, I have to find it in this tiny little graveyard. There's the Illusory Angel. It's a 4/4 flyer. Otherwise, my options are Flesh to Dust. I think I will just grab his Angel here. And then he is going to be in a bit of trouble. So yeah, I will Endless Obedience, getting Illusory Angel. We'll play black, 1, 2, 3, 4. Pull his Illusory Angel out. And then I could attack in with the Spirits again. He would give the wall flying, and 1 would die. I'd take him to 6. But I think I will just hold here. Next turn, I can actually attack in for 4, 5, 6 in the air, and then Flesh to Dust whatever he gives flying to. So he's going to drop a Welkin turn. That's going to be another flyer blocker. He really should attack in with that Squid. I'm not sure why he's not. So we get a negate. That's not terribly useful at this point of the game. So I attack in with the Angel. And do I attack in with both Spirits? I think maybe I do attack in with both Spirits here and kill whatever he gives flying to. Probably the Coral Barrier. Alternatively, I could just kill the Paragon, and then nothing would have flying. He would pretty much have to block with the Welkin turn. Yeah, I think that might be the play here. Let's attack in with my flyers. What if I attack in with everything? So if I kill the Paragon, he can block 1 Spirit, and he'll take 5. And then he could block a Soldier, and a Generator Servant. He could block everything. The wall would live, and that's it. So I think I will attack in with everything here. He has no cards in hand, so I don't terribly have to worry about that. So I'll attack him with everything and kill the Paragon. Actually, hold up here. In response, he can give something flying. Unfortunately, I've committed to the attack. I'm going to do it. Maybe he doesn't realize that he can do that in response. That's my hope here. Based on him not attacking with a Squid, no, he knows he can do it. So he's going to give that wall flying, and he's going to take down one of my Spirits, I imagine. He could take down a Spirit with the wall. He can take down a Spirit with the Welkin turn, but it would trade. He would take 4. So the Squid's going to trade with a Soldier. Generator Servant's going to trade with a Soldier. That's just going to block and not even trade, just die to the Illusory Angel. No, it's going to kill the spirit. So he's going to take 3. He's going to go to 4, and he's going to be left with a wall, and that's it. So that's pretty decent. We'll pass the turn here. If he has a non-creature spell, I can just negate it, so I'm not terribly concerned about that. Otherwise, he's going to take 5 next turn in the air, unblockable. And yeah, he just passes, or he just concedes. So we surprisingly did that. We pulled out a win with that deck. So he made some mistakes there. He tried to give flying to something during blocking, hoping it would break blocks. He really should have been attacking with that squid. Almost makes me think I should put Chrono Stutter in for the squid, but I do have Void Snare for it. Hydra Surge, not really an ad. Mind Sculpt, not an ad. Solemn Offering, I didn't see any artifact or enchantments that were terribly concerning. Pillar of Light, I already have 1, and even with the Paragon on, the only thing I saw was the Illusory Angel and the Wall with the Paragon, so I don't think either of those are plays. On Make the Graves isn't going to go in, Mind Rot isn't going to go in. Fester Gloom would hit his Squid and his Welkin turn and his Generator Servant. I don't think that's an add-in, not with my Triplicate Spirits and Raise the Alarm. So yeah, I think we'll just head back in with the deck as is. And that's basically how this deck needs to operate. It needs to live long enough that it can be in a position where I have cards and he has none. So here we have not a great hand. We've got 2 islands, and then a Sign in Blood, which we won't be able to use for a while, Tireless Missionaries, which we won't be able to use for a while, a Pillar of Light, which is dependent on the planes, of which we only have 5. But we do have a Divination to draw into stuff, and a Negate to maybe stop an early non-creature spell. This is game 2, so I feel a little bit riskier, so I think I will actually keep this hand. I am on the draw. So he's going to drop an island and say go. I'm going to drop an island and say go. I do get the planes that I need, so my pillar is online. If he happens to get an early angel out, I can exile it. Unfortunately, I then can't steal it. Down comes probably Generator Servant. Or possibly Welkin turn. Nope, the Generator Servant's what comes down. And he passes his turn. I will put down a Plains and a Research Assistant, so I can block that Generator Servant if he swings in. So he taps 2 mana. Is he powering something out with the Servant? What 4-drops did we see? The Paragon? Nope, he's just dropping a Welkin turn. And probably passing the turn. He would not want to attack with that. Alright, so I draw an Ephemeral Shields. I think I just want a Divination here. Not much else I want to do. I could negate something if he had it. But I really kind of need to hit some lands to get back in this game, so I think we'll just Divination. So we Divination into a Swamp and a Mind Rot. That's pretty okay. So he was down, he missed a land drop, so he's only on 2 lands. He hits his 3rd. I know there's no other land in his hand. He must have top decked that. So I can Mind Rot him next time, hopefully hit some good stuff. Maybe that Stoke the Flames again. Military Intelligence, that's going to get him some card draw. And he's going to power out the Illusory Angel. With haste, too. So he's got 6 in the air, which is not great for me. I can Pillar of Light that angel. And I think that might be about all I can do is Pillar of Light it. Hopefully he doesn't have a creature to turn the Military Intelligence back on. I think I will just Pillar the angel now, just in case he happens to have any counters or something. And of course, as soon as they're declared as attackers, the Military Intelligence does trigger. So I'll just Pillar that right now. Let's leave up a blue. So there goes his angel. There goes one of my win conditions, stealing that angel. We'll attack in with this research assistant. I can't block his welcome turn, so I may as well get in for a damage. So he's on 3 lands if he doesn't top deck 1. And he does, so he's back on 4. So he can probably cast most of what's in his hand. So the flyers are a problem here. I really need to get out my triplicate spirits. Amphin Path Mage is a bit of a problem as well. So he's going to get in for 2 and take me to 12. I can Evolving Wilds. I can hit his hand here a little bit. Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be. I'm going to take 2 of his cards. Let's see what he throws away. He throws away a Rummaging Goblin and an Encrust. That's nice to get rid of. So I guess we'll just pass the turn here. Nothing else I can do. He will probably activate his Amphin Path Mage on itself. So he'll come in for 5 and get to draw an extra card, and he's going to cast a card here. Oh, sorry, no, he's just activating the Amphin Path Mage, of course. So he's going to swing in for 5, take me to 7. He's going to draw a card as well, which, if I don't have anything else, will just get mind rotted away. So I'm going to Evolving Wilds here for... Well, if I draw triplicate spirits, I need a Plains in order for it to be live. And actually, it wouldn't be live except for tapping the Research Assistant. If I draw Flesh to Dust, I'm going to need a Swamp. So I think I actually want the Swamp because I really need to get rid of that Amphin Path Mage. So I'll take the Swamp and hope to draw a Flesh to Dust. And I draw a Swamp. So what can I do here? I'm going to take 5 next turn and go to 2. So I can Mind Rot those 2 cards out of his hand. Sign in Blood would kill me next turn. Tireless Missionaries would give me 3 life, take me back up to 10. So I think I'll Mind Rot this turn, get rid of whatever else is left in his hand. Leave up Negate in case he has Stoke the Flames or something to finish me off. He had Stoke the Flames in his hand. That was something good to get rid of there. So yeah, I'll just pass the turn here and get ready to take 5. I didn't attack in with the Research Assistant because I want to force him to activate that Amphin Path Mage, take away some of his mana. So I'm going to go to 2, and then I can Tireless Missionaries back up to 5, so he'll still have lethal actually. So he's going to drop a Founder Street Denizen, and I think I'm just dead. I'm not sure if I have any outs here, and a Plains is not the out. So Tireless Missionaries would take me up to 5, and he can attack in for 5 with just those 2 as he's been doing. I could just Sign in Blood myself. But yeah, I think we'll just concede this game and move on. So his flyers are a problem. I need to get my triplicate spirits down a little bit faster. I did see a Encrust, and that Military Intelligence was kind of annoying. I might put in Solemn Offering and take out maybe the Sign in Blood. Having an extra double black is just a pain, as we saw there. Fester Gloom, he's got the Welkin turn. Not really enough to put in Fester Gloom. So yeah, I think we'll just jump back in with this and see if we can maybe pull out a win like we did game 1. Alright, we've got a Divination, we've got a Zoth Shade. I can hopefully Divinate into the cards that I need. So he has turn 1. He presumably learned from game 1 and is not going to skip his land drop. He does successfully play it this time. So I will hit an island and say go. We drew a Mind Rot. Still requires me to have a Swamp. So down comes Generator Servant, his stereotypical turn 2 play. There's a Flesh to Dust. We really need a Swamp or 2. So he's going to get in for 2 here, or possibly something bigger if he has a big creature. No, he's just going to get in for 2. And then pass the turn. Okay. Ooh, so I did get a raise the alarm. So if he doesn't have a big creature, I could try to surprise him and kill off the generator servant instead of divinating here. I think I might go for that. Divination here actually would be bad because I would go up to 8 cards and have to discard something. I could mind rot him 2 cards down, but I think I would rather see if I can get that generator servant offline. Yeah, so he's going to attack in with it, so I'm going to raise the alarm and use one of my soldiers to kill off his servant. So that stops any hasty guys from jumping out at me. He's going to drop the Amphin Path Mage. That is a prime target for my Flesh to Dust. Unfortunately, still not hitting a swamp. So Divination's really my only choice here. And we hit a swamp finally. Alright. I had played a land. Maybe I should have kept back a land to put the swamp down, but it wouldn't really have made a difference. I do have an Ephemeral Shields online with this if I really need to save that soldier for some reason. But next turn I can drop a swamp and probably the Zoff Shade. Just start maybe hitting back at him. Otherwise I could drop a Necromancer's Assistant or Mind Rot him, but we'll see. He does have 4 cards in hand and he has 4 going on 5 mana. So we're probably going to see something pretty decent. We could even see a small spell and that angel come out. He's instead just going to make his Amphin Path Mage unblockable and swing in for 3. Which I have to take, and that will go to 15. But that does mean he's probably not going to cast anything. So there's my extra swamp. So I have Flesh to Dust online to kill that Path Mage. That is good to see. If I attack here, he can attack in without activating the Path Mage. Unless I play something. So if I play the Zoff Shade, he will need to activate that, and I think that's what I'll do. So I'll get in for 1, and then I will play the Zoff Shade. So if he doesn't activate, I would very readily trade the Zoff Shade for the Path Mage here. So he's presumably going to activate it again. Nope, he's going for the... Is he going for the Illusory Angel here? He must be. He's going to bounce his Offshade back. He's going to attack in for 3 without activating, and I fully expect to see the Illusory Angel come into play. Oh, wow. Okay, no. So yeah, I think we're just going to Flesh to Dust that Amphin Path Mage. I'm going to do it on his turn, because I want him to put the mana in to activating that Path Mage. Kind of take away 3 mana from him. He seems to be drawing an awful lot of lands. So yeah, he's going to activate the Path Mage. So he's spent the mana, so I'll kill it now. And he loses 3 land this turn. It's a bit of a tempo play. Still leaves him with 4 mana. He presumably can still cast anything in his hand. But hopefully there's nothing. And it looks like there might be nothing. Alright, so I can get in for 1 here. So that's something. So I can hold a Statute of Denial to counter whatever he plays. Blue, blue, 1, 2. Leaving me with 3. So I think I might actually Mind Rot here. Take 2 of his 3 cards. They can't be good. Island and Turn to Frog. So I will pass the turn here. Statute whatever he tries to play this turn. Rummaging Goblin. It's not terribly threatening, but I think I'll still take it from him just because. I just want to deny him as many resources as possible. So Jace's Ingenuity is great to see. It's going to let me restock my hand. Blue, blue, 1, 2, 3. So I have 3 mana left. So Necromancer's Assistant might be the card to play here. It is going to mill 3 cards off the top of my library. I really hope I don't hit my triplicate spirits. I hit my other statute and my pillar. So unfortunately, if he gets his angel out, I am in a bit of trouble. My flesh to dust is gone, my pillar of light is gone. He's going to encrust the necromancer's assistant. I'm okay with that. I'll still be able to get 1 attack off with the necromancer's assistant, and I do have a solemn offering that I sideboarded in. So I'm going to Jace's ingenuity here. I will swing in with both my creatures here, take him to 13. And then I think I'll divination and see what I get, and then probably Zoffshade. Am I going to have double black that I want? Probably. So let's just do a white here, keep up 2 of everything. So I hit a Mind Rot. I can take whatever that last card is in his hand, or I can just bring out the Zoffshade. With 6 mana, presumably it's not a good card though. He would have cast it last turn instead of casting the Encrust. So I think I will just put out the Zoffshade this turn. So the Zoffshade I can triple activate next turn, making it an 8/8. Another Encrust going onto that Zoffshade. And then we're going to see a Coral Barrier come down. So that squid is now his win condition, and it's a pretty decent win condition, actually. So, Void Snare. That's an interesting option. I can get rid of that squid. So I can get rid of the squid, and then we're both in top deck mode. I have more options, however. And I also have Research Assistant that I can use. So I will bounce the squid, I think. And then I can activate his Offshade. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. I can make him an 8/8, which he would probably chump block, and then I would have to wait for my Solemn Offering. But I do know that he has an Illusory Angel that he's waiting for, and some other stuff. So I might just get in with it now. Maybe he doesn't block and he just willingly takes 8. But we'll have to see. Because I'm not going to Mind Rot him. If he blocks, I'll just pump it once to kill. If he doesn't block, I'll pump it 3 full times. Okay, he's just going to block the soldier. So yeah, I will just make him take 8. Oh wow, I didn't even realize Encrust stops activated abilities from happening. Wow, I did not realize that. So I will just waste an Ephemeral Shields here. Wow. I have played Encrust for a while, and I never have really read that second ability on it. That is good to know. So we'll drop a Research Assistant. That will help me dig a little bit for the Solemn Offering that I rather desperately need. He drops a land and says go. I, of course, am not winning in the draw department. Yeah, I guess I will just say go here. He hits a land, so I will Research Assistant, pitching my planes. Drawing a negate, not terribly useful. A swamp, not terribly useful. So I'm probably going to deck myself long before anything else happens. So he draws a land. My triplicate spirits would be nice to hit. I hit a Dissipate. Let's get rid of that swamp. Tireless Missionaries, not terribly great, but it's something. So yeah, I really need my triplicate spirits or my Solemn Offering to get the Zoffshade back online. I can dissipate whatever. Oh, I can't dissipate whatever this is. I tapped one too many blue. Glacial Crasher. Pretty good. Pretty good. That might end it here. Evolving Wilds. Yeah, I misplayed pretty big there. Not keeping up 2 blue. Well, I think this one's getting close to being called. I will just willingly take the 5 here. No, he doesn't. Let's sack that Evolving Wilds, thin my deck by 1 more card. So there are all the cards I need. Triplicate Spirit, Solemn Offering, Endless Obedience. At least I know I have a 1 in 5 chance of drawing one of them this turn, but I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. There's the Triplicate Spirits. I will cast that, but I only have 3 attacks that I can get in, so I'll be able to get in for 9. Not quite enough. So yeah, we're just going to pass the turn here. I really need to hit that Solemn Offering next turn. He hits another land. He is not going to attack in. I hit a Soul Mender. That's not what I need. So let me think here. If I Research Assistant, I'll be down to 2 cards. That only gives me 1 draw. Yeah, I think we're just done here. Which is unfortunate because we were so close and we had that win in game 1. But yeah, we're going to pop down the Triplicate Spirits here. We're going to cast the Soul Mender just to be another attacker. I'm going to have to start attacking in with everybody pretty soon. I'll dissipate whatever he casts here just to use it. So he's going to cast a whatever and it's going to be dissipated away. Unless, of course, it's a sorcery, which it is, so I'm going to instead negate that. Let's see. Endless Obedience. This could be my saving grace. So let me see here. I only have 4 minutes as well. So I can get in for 3 guaranteed, and then he can block that and that, let's say. I would then be able to get in for an extra 2. So that's 5 that I could get into, taking him to 3. Putting him at lethal next turn, actually. So Endless Obedience is just gravy here. So I'm definitely going to attack in with everybody. And what am I going to Endless Obedience? I have nothing in my library, of course, that I can really hit. So I'm going to need to find something in his library. Amphin Pathmage is going to be the pick, of course. That Illusory Angel is not in there. Amphin Pathmage is going to let me make something unblockable. So we might actually have pulled this out somehow. So I'm going to pull in that Amphin Pathmage. Oh, I need to stop doing that. I accidentally made another mistake, not leaving 2 blue up for Dissipate. I'm getting too risky with clicking. But he top decks a land, and so we actually pull it out with 3.5 minutes left, with 2 cards, now about to be 1 card, which I know is Solemn Offering, on top of my deck. He has no cards in hand. He has nothing that he can activate. So I get in with everybody. Let's give the Amphin Pathmage unblockable. And we actually pull out a win with Izzet a deck. Izzet a deck, apparently it can be classified as a deck. Let me draw that Solemn Offering. There we go. I have an empty library. So yeah, that was match 2. We actually pulled out a win. We are 1-1 with this terrible, terrible deck. As you can see, round 3 is about to begin, so I'm going to end this video here, and I'll see you in a minute and a half.